Battlefield 2042 is one of the worst reviewed games on Steam. The perceptible uproar of the Battlefield community. Those who look to aggregates and reviews for Battlefield 2042 might find themselves somewhat overwhelmed by the reviews of the game that is on display over at Steam. Battlefield 2042 is the newest title from EA to carry the profitable franchise forward. With specific care taken towards giving players agency for the actions that they take in every play session, and how that influences the destructible environment that the game has put in place. Reviews for Battlefield 2042 on Steam at the moment, however, place it in the negative limelight. The game currently sits amongst some of the worst-rated games available on the Steam storefront, with the game sitting at a 24% positive rating. This allegedly was caused by the thousands of negative reviews that have found themselves on the store page for the game's official release, which has affected the aggregate user score considerably. Situations are not all that dissimilar on websites that allow their users to weigh in on a game. Informal review avenues like Google puts the game as sitting at a 1.9 in terms of audience rating, whilst the user review section of Metacritic finds the game sitting at an average of 2.3. It is fair to suggest that the game has drawn considerable attention in terms of review count from every platform that has allowed user input, most of which are not all that positive. The slaughter has begun. From Battlefield 2042. This is following the considerable ire that the game has drawn from its communities for not featuring a traditional scoreboard. As such, the current situation seems to be an extension of the original argument that has been raised towards a game, which is the fact that the game has a multitude of lacking or inadequate features, that has made the game barebones and dissimilar from old Battlefield titles. Particular points of critique that are of attention as stated in player reviews on Steam include the lack of limited player movement options, fewer weapons, vehicles, and a lack of server lobbies or browsers. If such is indeed the case, then it is possible to see why the game has been responded to as harshly and as actively by the player base which has bought into the title. Especially so in the case of long-term fans who have experienced and weighed in on every preceding title that has come before. Considering that the game is at the top of the top sellers tab on the featured page of Steam, it also explains why the review count is as sizable as it is. As the situation stands, opinions towards the game greatly differ between common users and gaming critics. Players who are looking to add the controversial title to their gaming collection are going to have to decide for themselves